I'm again the status quo.
You're against the status quo
includes, well, the status quo still has a lot of trade barriers, Joe,
right.
And it also includes a China that is expropriating a lot of our intellectual property, a lot of our technology through crook and hook and through involuntary technology transfers. So my concern here with the administration is, number one, when I hear the president announce at the G7 that he wants to reduce all trade barriers, eliminate them, I applaud him. I'm leading the standing O. But I also hear talk about lowering trade deficits. Well, those are not identical goals. So the first thing I do is ask the administration, let's clarify what the end game here is, number one. And then number two, as I was listening to your lead-in, I certainly applaud everything the president is doing with respect to NATO. I do think the U.S. has shouldered really a disproportionate burden of their defense, and these are countries that have committed to 2%. But when it comes to the EU, I would say that we know the big problem we have is China. And maybe we ought to be concentrating our resources in our diplomacy in uniting the world in dealing with a serial violator of the WTO, again, a one who is taking a lot of America's IP and technology. That might be a course of action that we need to take a good look at.
So would you put any challenges with so Europe's our allies, and we can't make them mad if we're going to go after China, so we got to let them do whatever they've been doing forever. That's kind of appeasing Europe. They're not always great actors either in this whole scenario.
Well, again, let's look at what the end goal here is. And for example, in my little neck of the world, my 435th of America, the 5th District of Texas, I mean, I'm hearing from people who in my district take steel and fabricate it into shelving and into elements of housing. And I've heard from one lady in Dallas who says her company is now seeing 25% increases in their steel prices. She's afraid the customers aren't going to stay with her. She may have to lay off people. So again, I know the president's right that other countries have more to lose than we have to lose, but losing less is not winning. And so I hope that the administration is very, very careful here. And so whatever jobs may be being saved in certain segments of our economy very well could be lost in other segments of the economy. So again, I just think we have to be very careful and not be shooting ourselves in the foot here.
I mean, there's some people, Congressman, I saw an article that we need a Sputnik moment to challenge China, where there's no way by 2025 that we're going to be leading the world in a lot of the places where we need to lead the world if we don't do something now against China and the way they operate.
Well, again, that's why I think we ought to focus on what is the most immediate threat, which happens to be coming from China.
Look at the yuan.
And indeed, Congress is at.
Look at our stock market. Look at the yuan. I mean, this may be the only thing that they end up understanding is total hardball.
Well, it very well could be. I get it. Listen, I am hopeful that by the time the dust settles, the president's strategy proves to be brilliant. Again, they have a lot more to lose than we have to lose because their economy is still far more export dependent than ours is. But I know, again, that trade has always been a win-win situation. No trade has been a lose-lose situation. Listen, we may be in for a very bumpy ride in the short term and end up in a very good destination. But again, that's why I've called upon the administration. Let's clarify what the end game is, and let's appreciate the fact that all over America, it's not, so much of our imports are B2B, and we've got a lot of American businesses that are losing, but we also have American consumers. I mean, as of, I guess it was July 1st, it certainly became a whole lot more expensive to drink a six-pack with your friends at the laundromat while you're doing your laundry when you look at the tariffs on washing machines, the tariffs on aluminum. And I just hope that we have a total appreciation for what's happening to our American businesses, what's happening to our American consumers. And related to this, I know the administration is looking at the application of Section 232 to automobiles. Is this a national defense concern? They ought to drop that.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.